The growth in Northern Virginia over the last 25 years has been phenomenal.
The growth in Northern Virginia in the last 25 years has been incredible.
Beyond anyone's expectations.
Absolutely astonishing. If you go back 25 years, there were more cows than people.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Well, the growth in Northern Virginia over the past 25 years has been astounding, but not unanticipated.
The population in Fairfax County in 1967 was about 450,000 people. Today, it's 1.1 million.
We started from a secondary market in a suburb of Washington to a major market unto itself.
It is one of the fastest growing communities that is in the United States history.
The local domestic product is over $100 billion of goods and services. That's bigger than most countries.
25 years ago, Reston was a destination. It was on the way to nowhere. And now Northern Virginia has just blown past Reston. It's incredible, the amount of growth and the amount of commercial development is off the chart.
Northern Virginia has more federal contracting dollar than any metropolitan area in the country.
Dynamic, in a word. The growth in Northern Virginia has been absolutely amazing, and I think will continue to be as dynamic and as amazing over the next 25 years.
The growth has provided us with a quality of life and job opportunities that, as far as I'm concerned, don't exist anywhere else in America.
In just the last 5 years, we've added 144,000 net new jobs. I mean, it's just an enormous change.
Washington, D.C. has become an international capital, and Northern Virginia has been a major part of that transformation.
When I started 40 plus years ago, you could start with a few bucks from the bank, and if you were lucky and hit the right deals, you could work your way up.
It was a very entrepreneurial generation of developers. Most of them were local, homegrown, the West Group folks, Milt Peterson, Till Hazel. Most of these folks were entrepreneurial, and they saw what was coming. They were visionaries and knew how to take action on that vision and did so. De Tocqueville once said when he wrote Democracy in America, anytime a couple of Americans get together with similar interests, they form an association.
NAIOP started off as a group of people for camaraderie and good times, evolved into a true trade association representing the interests of the industry.
It was left really to the development community to a large degree to be the people who owned the region.
The private sector built universities, they built hospitals, they built libraries, they invested not only in higher education, but they invested in the public school system.
The locals stayed with it, the locals contributed to the community, the locals understood that it was a take and put back operation.
And that they're the guys and gals who really, they live here, they raise their families here, they build private schools, they endow parks, they do all kinds of things that make this a wonderful place to live.
When you talk about developer does a small part of it. He or she is like the coach. The players are the consultants. The players are the people who share the vision.
We've also been blessed to have tremendous architectural community here, which has given us tremendously successful buildings from a design standpoint.
The architects, the engineers, the traffic consultants, they are the best in the country.
Brokers challenge us to build better buildings, to be more aggressive in our deal structures with the tenants, to be more responsive to what their clients, the tenants, need in terms of a positive working environment.
We used to have to go to other regions to get the best consultants. We don't have to do that anymore.
Biggest challenges that we have faced and we still face is transportation.
Transportation.
Transportation, transportation, transportation.
Biggest challenge we've faced over the last 25 years is transportation keeping up with everything else.
The growth over the last 25 years in Northern Virginia has been impressive. It unfortunately has not been matched by the will of the state from a transportation standpoint.
Tax revenues that are generated in Northern Virginia don't necessarily stay in Northern Virginia, and the return on our investment has been abysmal. You cannot continue heavy development without the necessary infrastructure keeping pace with it, and certainly in terms of roads, it has not.
To solve transportation takes money. I was very disappointed a few years ago when we had a bill in the legislature, state legislature, for taxes dedicated right for transportation. It went down. It went down. So here are people waiting in line, yet they're not willing to vote strictly for transportation. They gave the excuse that, oh, Richmond would put it somewhere. That was baloney. They just said no taxes. Well, no taxes, no money, no transportation. It isn't going to come from the sky.